Hi, this is just going to be a random update video. It's not intended to be any long length or anything like that. But I did want to mention that this Friday, which would be the 20th, normally I have my paranormal show at like 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I actually have to work this Friday, so that won't be happening. I don't know if I'm going to just do one when I get home. It just really depends on the time that I get home and the mood that I'm in, because usually after I work, I'm not really in the mood to do much of anything. But yeah, so as of right now, I guess just plan on it not happening. So that's that. I don't know if this is going to be a weekly thing. It's just my schedule really just depends on a lot of different factors. So I don't know. I'll keep you informed about that. Also, just kind of like somewhat exciting news potentially. My stepmom is currently interested in trying to vape. So far, her experience hasn't been that great, but I don't know. I'm just hoping if she finds the right setup, it'll work for her, because she had a little bit of a coughing spout earlier. But as you know, when you first start vaping, it's not uncommon for that to happen. And she was also not feeling very well to begin with, so I think that has a lot to do with it. So I'm trying to get her to try several different tanks and things like that. So hopefully we'll find something that works for her. Hello, Chad. Beyond that, I don't really know. There's not really too much going on that I can talk about anyway. I might be doing a collaboration with someone on a weekly thing. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Also was talking about doing some kind of show on Vapers TV. I'm not sure how that's going to work or if that's going to work. There's a lot of factors that I wasn't really aware of when I don't know that I agreed to it, but was starting to look into it. So I don't know. It's kind of up in the air right now. My fear is that, or my concerns are that I won't have enough material every week to do a show on there, because it's a little bit different than YouTube. And I don't know, I wouldn't be my own entity. I'd be under like a different group. So like, say for comparison, like the Team Fog or whatever, I think that's what they're called, or the Vape Team. We'll just do that one because I can remember the name. Say that they were just an entity of themselves, like they didn't have their own separate channel. It'd be something similar to that. I'd be under that group instead of my own person, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just I don't know the people that'd be under like their umbrella or whatever. So I don't know. It's weird. I feel like by the time I took the time to get to know them, it would probably be too late, because I guess they're looking for someone. It sounds like they're looking for someone sooner rather than later. And I don't know. I feel like I already am a part of like a team, like a, I don't know how to put it. It's like I'm not really officially, like I'm a part of my own unofficial team, put it that way. Like I already have a group of people that I tend to stick to, and I like it that way, to where I can be a part of something if I want to, but I'm not obligated to. So I don't know. It's weird. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going on camera. So yeah, that's just what it is. I'm actually about to play some video games on Twitch, so that's kind of why. Yeah. So that's that. I don't know. There's not a whole lot to talk about. I just wanted to kind of update you guys on why there won't potentially be a show Friday. I don't know. There may not be. If it is, it'll probably be late, like 10 p.m. or later. VU Live? No. No. Yeah, the live shows are nice. I try not to do all live shows because if I'm reviewing a product and it's a live show, it tends to be like an hour long just because I get wrapped up in the chat opposed to actually doing the review, which is fine. But if someone wanted to just watch for the review, it's kind of tedious to them, I'm sure. Sean, you're stupid. So, I don't know. I also want to know if you guys had any questions. Like if any of you have any questions. Usually, regardless of what show it is, usually some people have some like DIY questions to ask. If not, it's not an issue. Or if you have any questions to ask me, like, I don't know if you care about like my personal life or anything like that. But as long as it's not too inappropriate, I'd be happy to answer them. It's just not like I've done any kind of introduction, really. I've talked about my vaping background in one video that's kind of old, like maybe about a year ago, but I haven't really talked about me personally. And that's mainly just because I don't know that anybody cares, and if no one cares, I'm not going to waste my time talking about it. Yeah. So I still haven't got my flavors. I don't, at this point, expect them. I know it's kind of like beating a dead horse right now, but I just feel like I should keep you guys updated in case you were wondering or looking for those specific flavors. Because it seems like no relic. It seems like the medicinal flower or medicine flower, whatever the hell it's called, has picked up popularity as of late. So, yeah, you can't really order from this person anymore anyway. I think I mentioned that. Might not have been on my show, but a different show. Or maybe I just told Fresh about it. But you can't buy from the person anymore anyway. I guess, I don't know why he chose that timing to shut it down, but he shut out, you can't buy the flavors for this from that person anymore. And if you read the whole long page about why, I mean, it's plausible, but the problem is depending on when you ordered from him or who you were, you got like a different explanation as to why your purchase couldn't be shipped out or whatever. So it's just kind of annoying. I've dealt with people like this in the past, and I'm the type of person, I try to give the people the benefit of the doubt because I'm very, very honest. So the naivety in me just expects everyone else to be equally as honest, which is not the case in a lot of times. And for me, I'd rather assume people are telling the truth than assume they're lying, because I don't know, it can make your life miserable thinking that everyone's a liar, even though it's probably closer to the truth. But yeah, I was trying to give this dude the benefit of doubt because I know he said that a couple months ago he was having family issues. That was one of the excuses. But at this point, I just want to be done with it. I want my money back so I can buy from someone who will actually ship my shit out. But as far as the questions, leave Momo out of this, motherfucker. Don't mess with my cat, okay? Her belly does not drag on the floor. It sags, but it doesn't drag on the floor. It's really common in cats, especially indoor cats, where they don't get a lot of activity. It's just the way it is. The tattoo on my wrist is Eternity in well, depends on who you ask. It's supposed to be Japanese, but I guess technically it's Chinese. But I don't know. From what I've read, Japanese, they use like 3 different types of writing, like their written language. They can use 3 different types. It's like katakana, kanji, and something else that I can't remember right off the top of my head. And one or two of them are based on the Chinese character, if not completely the same. So I don't know, but it's Eternity. And then I have a dragon on my lower back, and then a cherry blossom on my hip. Those two I'm not showing because I don't want to be exposing myself that much. My burn hurts like a motherfucker. At one point, it was looking a little infected, even though I've been putting Neosporin on it and trying to keep it as clean as possible. It was a pretty good burn. It looks really gross. Like, you can see it kind of looks infected. It's not good. And because it's right at the wrist, every time I move my wrist a certain way, it pulls on it and it hurts even more. So yeah. If I could purchase 30 DIY flavors, what would they be? 30 is a lot. I can tell you what I'm currently needing to purchase. We'll start with that. I need Capella cake batter, Capella gingerbread, TFA kettle corn, because Fresh is planning on doing a recipe using it soon. There was another one, I think by Capella. Shit. I can't think of the other one right now. And then I want to try Flavora, because that's another one that's been getting a lot of hype lately. The problem is it's a little bit more expensive than normal flavors, and if you haven't found out by now or figured it out by now, I'm cheap, so I don't like investing like $6, and I know it's not a lot, but per flavor, it's kind of a lot for product that I don't know I'll like. If I knew I liked it, it would be an issue, but I have so many flavors, and a lot of which I don't really care for, that are just kind of sitting here. It's just kind of annoying. And that's why I prefer certain vendors, because they sell really small amounts, like 5 milliliter. And I think one does 3 milliliter, but price wise, it's actually cheaper to get the 5 mil from a different site. So that's what I do. But 5 mil to me is a good amount to know whether you like the flavor or not. And that way you can get more variety and figure out which one you like, opposed to having amount like bulk that you don't know you'll like or not. So I usually just buy the smaller ones first, and then, buy bigger if I end up liking it. I still want to try medicinal flowers. They do sell them at eCig Express now. They're $10 for 5 mil, which it is expensive, but it's undiluted, and you use a very, very small amount, like 0.5% and less. Like I haven't really seen anyone use more than 0.5%. So if you think about it that way, it's not bad, especially if you like the flavor. And I've tried a vendor that uses those flavorings in their juices, and I did like their juice. So I'm assuming that I would like the flavors as well. So I still do want to use it or try it. The only issue is I've heard that the flavors use their potency pretty quickly because they are based in VG, and I guess the extraction process that they use makes the flavors kind of dissipate quickly. And I did notice that with the e-juice that I had with those flavors in it, that the flavor did depreciate quicker than other brands I've tried. So that's the only thing I'm kind of worried about, but whatever. Yeah, Gizzard, that's what I'm talking about, the little disclaimer thing. Like I said before, the only problem with that whole thing is he's had like 100 excuses by now. Like, he's out of the country working. He has family issues. The flavors aren't getting to people because of the postal service. And then the whole stocking issue that he had, where the flavors were dissipating too quick, and then he had to buy more, and that was causing delays. I mean, it's just like, pick a story, stick to it. I don't know. I don't want to dwell. I just want to keep you guys up to date on that. So I don't, at this point, plan on getting my flavors. It's just, I want my money back, if nothing else. I'm not dancing. And about Momo, I'm really defensive over her. She's kind of like my kid. She's like the closest thing I'll ever have to a kid because I don't want kids. So I'm really defensive about her. And she's like currently tearing something up. Yeah, I sing decently. I just don't typically sing in front of other people unless I'm drunk. I sang Happy Birthday to Mike. And then I don't know if I've sung other than that. And the remix is not the remix does not count as singing. Cream wise, I'm pretty good on creams. Like I have a couple that I like. I like the whipped cream. Oh my god, my cat's tearing shit up. Hold on one second. Jesus Christ. What are you doing? Get away from there. Oh my god. Okay, so anyway, as far as creams, I like the TFA whipped cream if I'm looking for something I want to vape pretty quickly. If I don't mind steeping, the Fresh Cream by Flavor Art is still good. Vienna Cream is also good. Requires a little bit of steeping, not as much as the Fresh Cream. And Sweet Cream is okay depending on what it's used for. Typically that's good for like real milk kind of things. It's similar to like a dairy milk type thing. I don't know. Condensed milk by Flavor Art may have potential, but I'll definitely have to dilute it because it's very, very strong. So I don't know. Caramel wise, the only caramel I really like is by Perfumer's Apprentice. It's the original one. Every other one I'm just not a fan of. I haven't seen Robbie's review on the machine, the Human Fog Machine box. Or video, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it is. I have not ordered the VTC mini mod. I'm actually probably going to wait because there's some like Black Friday sales that are going to be pretty good just like in a couple weeks. So I think I'm just going to wait because again, I don't have like extra money to really be throwing around, and I couldn't really find a good price just for the box itself. I don't want the tank. I have no use for another tank. I don't want it. The only thing that I found that was somewhat decent was, it was called eFun, which no one that I had talked to had heard of them. And they're from out of the country, somewhere over there. And it's going to take like a month or longer to get it. And I just don't feel like waiting that long. Because at that point, the Black Friday sale, I'd probably get it quicker. And then might even get something better than the eVic TC thing. Because I don't know. The reason I want that whole thing to begin with is because I want a good temperature control mod. And my 40 watt number one is not good for temperature control. And number two, it's been acting up lately. It's doing the same thing my other iSticks were doing, where the center pin, I keep having to lift it up because it's not making connection to the atomizer. And it's starting to do it randomly with the tank still on. Usually it would only do it if I changed the atomizer, but now it's doing it just in the middle of vaping, which is very annoying. So I want to back up because the only variable controlled device I have right now, or a regulated device, whatever you want to call it, is my Cannoli. And I like having at least two just in case. And I like to have my dripper on one and then my tank on the other. So it's just a matter of like preference. It's not like dire. I'm not going to die without having two devices. Yeah. Anyway, I got off track. But the only thing I worry about the VTC Mini is someone said that might not even be that great for temperature control, which is kind of what I want a device for. So I don't know. I've heard good things about the think it's the H cigar one. It's like the 200 something. I don't know if it's 200 watts or it's like the TI 200 or something like that. I don't remember. I was looking at that because it's going to be on sale for Black Friday at one place. So I was thinking about getting that because it was like a really good price, and I've heard good things about it. And it's like, it has definitely more wattage than the VTC Mini. And I haven't found it for $30 anywhere, so I don't know where you found the VTC for 30 bucks. Poor Momo nothing. She's tearing up shit. And right now she's feeding her face, so she's definitely not scarred. I don't smack my cat. I don't believe in abusing your pussy. You gotta be nice to it. Why not, Sean? You have a webcam. I've seen it. Oh, so you got yours from eFun. I don't know how you got. Well, it's $28 plus shipping. But the problem is it depends on when you place the order, and it also depends on where you live and your postal service. My postal service where I live absolutely sucks. Everything is just ridiculously delayed. It's terrible. So that is a problem. Also, with it being towards the end of the year, shipping from over in like China and all, everywhere over there is very delayed. Because I think they're like Chinese New Year coming up or something. I don't know. It's something that's like the solstice. And there's a lot of delay getting things. So it might have taken 7 days for you, but I highly, highly doubt it would be that quick for me. Hello, Rhonda. I thought I said hello to you already. Sorry. I didn't know that P. Basardo did a video on it. The problem with Phil, and I love him, he's like probably my favorite vape reviewer, is he's very critical when it comes to devices, and he's very technical. I don't give a shit about technicalities and like whether it fires consistently and like charts look good. I don't care. As long as it vapes well, I don't give a shit. So sometimes I agree with his reviews, other times I don't. And that's the thing with vaping, is one person's favorite device is another person's worst or least favorite. So while I do respect his opinion and I take it into consideration, it's not like the end all for me. And I've heard a lot of people say that they like the VTC Mini. So I don't know. I'll watch the video because I can't remember if I've seen it yet or not. Because, he is very long-winded and I tend to zone out a lot of times with his videos. So I'll have it like on in the background while I'm doing something else because I can't concentrate for an hour. It's just, it's really difficult. Yeah, I have stainless steel and I've used it like in regular power mode or whatever, and I don't really care for it. But that could just be because it's in power mode. I don't really know. Dirty only seems to record. He likes to record things when it's live and not pre-recorded. So I don't know if he'll catch this one. And I don't know. He's kind of fallen off the face of the earth recently because I guess he got a new video game and I don't know, maybe some other things. I don't know. But I haven't seen a whole lot of him. The most I've seen of him was on my Project Rin show. And if you've watched that, you know what I mean. The chat's not really behind. I am because I talk too much. China internet. Cat licking something. Hi Ren. Hi Casey. Fast tech. Jellyfish mod. Definitely not. All right. So I guess push 7 when you hear this, and I'll let you know when I see that, so you can see how much of a delay it is. Because it's not as delayed as you think. I'm just really behind on the comments because I talk too much. Yes, Gulliver, my boobs are out. I do have boobs. Sorry. I have mixed the pumpkin spice juice with custard. Didn't really care for it in a tank. I still need to drip it. It's not terrible. I think the pumpkin spice itself is good. I just need to find something that better goes with it. I think the cheesecake will go well with it. I just need to do that, which I think Fresh is doing soon anyway. So you didn't really miss anything, Christina. I just said that the paranormal show is not going to be on Friday because I have to work. And then, okay, I saw 7 now. So it's delayed, but it's not 5 minutes. And then I bitched about me not getting my flavors. And we're talking about variable voltage device or temperature control mods. Yeah. That's what we're talking about right now. So if any of you do temperature control and have suggestions on what is the best, especially for the price, on the lower end, put it in the comments, either in the chat or if you're watching a replay on the comments below. Thanks, Gizzard. I appreciate it. Momo, stop fucking up. What are you doing? You bored? Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say, unless you guys have more questions. Yeah, I don't have a good cappuccino to mix it with. And I know this is like really crazy because it's like the typical white girl drink, but I don't really like pumpkin spice lattes or anything like that. I mean, they're okay, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it or drink it. Like my favorite seasonal drink, as far as like coffee-wise, Starbucks-wise, whatever, is the peppermint mochas, which I think you can get. I think you can get it all year, but maybe not. I don't know. I try to stay away from the special drinks. If I get Starbucks, I just get like a nice coffee. I don't know what a PVA 40 is. I have to Google that. You just want to keep staring at my boobs, Gizzard. If that's the case, you need to think of some questions, because I'm not going to just sit here silent, even though it's probably what a lot of you would prefer. Oh, it's a DNA 40. That's interesting. I don't know. I mean, if you don't want it, I mean, we can talk about it. Just like message me, or I'll message you. Just let me know. I put my email. Well, I'll be sure to put the email over there, or I'll just put it here or whatever. Just email me there. That goes for anyone. If you like ever want to get in touch with me for whatever reason, as long as you're not being perverted. Because if you're going to be perverted, I'm really not going to talk much to you. But if you have questions or something like that, the best way to get in touch with me is by email. The notifications for the message on YouTube don't work. So the DNA 200 though, isn't that the H cigar? Doesn't the H cigar have either the same or similar? And yeah, I probably could ask Daniel. He's been a little bit distracted on the last couple shows though. Cooper Mini. See, I heard, or Cooper Plus. I guess that's different. Because I was about to say, I could have swore I heard really bad things about the Cooper Mini. I don't know. Great, the sync issue again. That's awesome. I don't have a Love Life relic, so there's nothing to talk about there. My equivalent of a Love Life right now is flirting with dirty. That's about that's about the extent of it. So yeah, none. See, I don't know that I'm going to use the temperature control much either, but I'd still like to use it to know what it's like and have the option to do it. What's not expensive, Casey? I think I missed something. Flavor strength and strawberries? Not really sure what you mean, but my favorite strawberry would be, well, there's 3 I really like, and I usually use a mixture of 2 of them. I don't typically use just one. Is Capella Sweet Strawberry, Strawberry Ripe by Perfumer's Apprentice, and Flavor Art Strawberry. I guess the strongest amongst those 3 would be the Flavor Art, but typically I don't like Flavor Art by itself. I've never heard of Zero by SXK. I'll look into that. Cellu Cotton, that is rayon. Cellu Cotton is the brand. They do sell cotton as well. I try the cotton. It's just like any other cotton. As far as the rayon goes, which is what that huge box is, I don't personally care for it. I got it because everyone was raving about it, and the only size they had was that huge box, and it was still only like $8 or something, so I said F it. I bought that huge thing. But my dad likes it, and I use that to when I'm wrapping his coils, so slowly but surely it's being used. But if any of you want it, I will send it to you, as long as you live in the US, not doing foreign shipping, because I don't do custom forms and all that bullshit. Okay, Gulliver, good deal. See, I prefer if it does temperature control that it does something other than nickel, specifically stainless. I don't really care so much about the titanium. But I don't know. I'll keep that into consideration. I was looking at the H cigar thing I was looking for was, I guess I can look it up and tell you specifically. It wasn't that one though. It was the one that was higher wattage than that. Because I've heard 40 watts is not enough for temperature control to really have it work well. I don't know how accurate that is, but since I have no experience with that, I'm just going off of what other people have told me. And the 40 watt back there definitely doesn't do well with temperature control. All right, the one I was looking at was the H Cigar BT 200. So it's the DNA 200. But I'm going to wait till it goes on sale because it's too expensive right now. It's more than I've ever, well, I was about to say it's more than I've ever paid for a device, but it's not. It's only slightly more than I paid for my Pravari. So, yeah. Cooper Plus. I love your YouTube. Okie dokie. What kind of guys I like? Is that all we're going to talk about is my lack of love life? I don't ask people for stuff, Sean. I don't feel comfortable doing that. If people want to send me stuff or give me stuff or sell me stuff for like a lower price, I don't mind that, but I'm not going to ask for it. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I feel like there's far too many moochers in vaping. Well, really in anything, but I see a lot of mooching in vaping and I don't like that. It just turns me off so bad. So I would never do that to somebody else, whether they have a ton of stuff or not. I'm just not comfortable doing that. So that's why I haven't asked and will never ask. As far as the guys I like, it ranges from, I don't know. I'm pretty picky. It's part of the reason I'm single on top of just personal issues. But yeah, I'm not really too concerned with that right now. We're concerned with getting a stable job. Yeah, I don't know. The thing with ST Vapes and Fagan, I think number one, they've met in real life, which, does make a bit of a difference. Number two, they've definitely known each other a lot longer than I've known any of them. My relationships with them are still pretty fresh. The one that I've known the longest is fresh, and I, through him, met all of these other people. So yeah, I don't know them well enough to just be like, hey, like, give me something, or, even just to ask. Like, I don't like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I know they give a lot of stuff away, and that's fine, but I'm not going to ask for it. It's just not going to happen. As far as the percentages on strawberries, it depends on the mixture. I usually try to do, like, if I'm looking for something that's sweeter, I'll do more sweet strawberry than strawberry ripe, which is typically what I mix together. Because the Capella sweet strawberry already has sweetener in it, so it kind of takes the place of having to add more. But it just depends on the recipe. I don't know. Damn, am I that far behind again? Shit. Yeah, I've tried Squonkers too, and I don't know if it's just the particular RD I got for it. Wasn't really that thrilled with it. See, I heard good things about the H cigar, but maybe, I guess, things have changed. I don't know. I have not tried Capella butter, but someone was asking about it. I forget who. And they wanted me to actually buy it. And I told them, like, I don't like buttery vapes, so I'm not the person to ask. But he said he ended up getting the Capella butter and he ended up liking it. So I would say it's probably a good one. But he really likes butter. And considering you're about to get a butter flavor, I assume that you like it as well. So you should be good with that one. I think Flavor Art may have a butter as well, but it's kind of harder to get because it's not from their Vapeable line. It's just like the regular kitchen line. So you probably have to order that from, Flavor Art. I don't know what you're asking, Gizzard. Like I said, if I'm doing a mixture of two, I usually use strawberry ripe and sweet strawberry. I'll use slightly more percentage-wise than the regular strawberry, but typically I'm going off of somebody else's recipe and they're calling for a strawberry, and I'll use, like, if it's a total of 6% strawberry, I might use 4% sweet strawberry, 2% ripe strawberry, or 3% and 3%. It just depends. It's usually not that serious. As long as you have a mixture of it, it just tends to work fairly well. Hi, Eddie. Bye, Casey. I don't understand why you guys like that word so much. I'm guessing because it has the word suck in it. I mean, is that really what gets you off? Is hearing that word? Come on, guys. Come on. As far as that juice goes, I actually have it in my tank. I'm about to vape it soon. See if it's anything good. I have 2 mixtures using that ingredient, steeping. Hopefully one of them is good. When I tried the first one, it's the lemonade one. It was definitely decent. It was kind of interesting. It was definitely different. But it was before I let it aerate, because with lemonades, the ones that I use, you have to leave the cap off because of the alcohol that's in there. Otherwise, it's pretty harsh, and I don't like that. Yeah, I agree, Christina. I've seen far too much settling in my life, and it never works. And I've settled in the past, and it just doesn't work. So I'd rather be single than have to deal with that bullshit. Yes, fresh is awesome. I already have a donation page. It's on my Twitch account if you were really that inclined to. But again, it's not something that I ask for. It's just, it's there. So eventually I would like to stream for at least like a side job. I don't know how long it's going to take to be realistic, but it'd be something that would be nice. See, there you go, Gulliver. Good job. Which is what I'm doing after this. So if you still wanted to admire my top, you can watch me play video games while I'm doing that. And then you don't have to make up questions. Well, I guess you could still ask questions. There is a chat over there as well. This chat keeps moving. Send your... Yeah, I still have my Rio. It's right there. I do like the device itself. It's just I haven't found an Addy yet that really works that well with it. The Velocity one is what I bought because it was the only one that I found with a bottom fed pin that looked decent, and people said it was a decent device, which I still do like the Velocity. I just don't use it for the bottom fed. I just use it as regular. As far as a tank to recommend on the Cannoli 150 watt, I don't know. I don't know that I'm the one to ask about that. Before I was dripping, when I was mainly just using tanks or only using tanks, I liked the sub tank mini, but now that I've started dripping and that's what I do, it was too restrictive for me. But my dad uses it, he's still using it, and then it's one of the tanks that I'm letting my stepmom try to see if she likes it. So far she says it's actually too open for her, even on the lowest setting, but she's still smoking. So it's my dad stepped up from, he was using a Pro Tank 2, then graduated to the Sub Tank Mini. So he started off with something a little different. I also have the Pro Tank Mini 2, or the Kangaroo Pro Tank Mini 2. So that's, I'm guessing that's probably going to be what she gravitates to. But how I balance an e-liquid with high acidity. I think there's an additive you can use. I think it's called Bitter Wizard that's supposed to do that. I would have to know what mixture you're talking about to be able to help you. The lemonades that I make, if I don't leave the cap off, they're very acidic, but it's mainly because of the alcohol in it. So maybe leave the cap off. That might help you. If you do leave the cap off, don't leave it off for any longer than overnight, because otherwise your flavor starts evaporating as well. Yes, Fresh is a very positive person in general. He's just the same as you see him on TV or online, however you want to put it, on video. He's a very nice guy. He's just very genuine, very, I don't know, very upbeat. which I guess is a nice contrast to me, which I don't know why. Like when I talk to myself or I'm talking by myself, I sound a little different than when I'm talking with other people. Like I was watching, because I do rewatch the shows that I'm on. I'm weird like that. And for some reason, depending on the situation, my tone, and I've talked about this before, is like really defensive when I don't really mean it to be. Like people assume that I'm offended by something or very offended by something, but I'm not really. It's just, I don't know, it's something in my tone that comes out. I'm not really sure why, but or I'll sound bitchier than I really mean to sound. It's just, I don't know, I guess it's just the natural tone of my voice. I just sound bitchy overall, or emo. See, I didn't like The Crown. I'm in the minority. I'm sure Fresh isn't positive all the time, but maybe he just likes to keep that to himself or limit how negative he was. I guess there just comes a time in your life, like maybe, I don't know a lot about his background, but like, we'll just use someone else for example. You know, someone could have gone like through a lot of shit where they were just like in a deep depression or just through a lot of crazy stuff to the point where it just wasn't worth it to dwell on it anymore. So they decided that it wasn't helping being depressed about it, and they just decided to be positive, because being negative doesn't really help at all. There's really no situation where it helps. And it's hard to be positive. It's something that I struggle with every day, but you know, I am striving towards it. I'm better than I used to be about it. Because as I've mentioned before, I do suffer with depression, like being clinically depressed. So yeah, it's hard, but I don't know. And then there's just, and you also have to understand that he exercises a lot. He bike rides a lot, and he hikes a lot. He does a lot of physical activity, and that by itself is going to make you it should make you a happier person because of the endorphins and things like that. So I don't know, it's a lot of things. I don't know if The Crown uses other brands. I don't see why it would be an issue in buying them. I don't know about like in store wise. Like I always buy my stuff online. Because anything that I've seen in shops are just too ridiculously priced. The only thing I'll buy at a shop typically is juice, because that way I can like test it out, and they usually don't mark it up that much, at least the places that I go to. Fagan's hilarious. Fagan cracks me up. He says like the most off the wall shit with like a completely straight face, and I just like, I can't take it. Damn it, this chat is just pissing me off. Mine's a clone. I'm not paying over $100 for an RDA, at least not at this point in my life. And they're like nearly impossible to find because they're always sold out. Like, I forget who posted it on. Someone pasted on the Vaporium that the velocities were back in stock, and then literally within the same day, maybe even hours later, they're out of stock again, which I just find ridiculous, but whatever. The clone I have is good quality. Like I said, I like it as a regular atomizer, but as a bottom fed, it's not that great. The Joy flavor additive I have used. It's basically a dessert enhancer, namely dough. Like if you're doing a donut vape or even cake, like anything that has like a bready component, the Joy at very low percentage, like 0.5% or lower, it just enhances the bread note. It's really weird. I actually vaped it on my own because at one point somebody mentioned that it tasted like a funnel cake with cotton candy. I personally don't get that at all. When I vaped it on its own, I think I did it at 1%, 2%, and 3%. And I think 2% was the best out of them all. But by itself, it just tastes like kind of like sweet bread, but like dry. So it's definitely not something you can vape on its own. It's meant as an additive. And I don't know, I like it. It's nothing I would like go nuts to get, because like at one point it was really hard to find. I ended up buying it direct from Flavor Art in Italy, but it wasn't that bad. My Twitch handle is the same as this channel. It's Ren Vapes, so really easy. Like I said, I'm going to be streaming after this, so whenever you guys stop talking and asking questions, or midnight, whatever comes sooner, that's only 13 minutes away, I'm hopping over to Twitch. So if you want to continue talking to me on there, you can still ask me questions there, and you know, I'll be playing video games in the background. So no alcohol flavor art. If you're the one that was talking about acidity, I need to know like what mixture you did. I don't think that I see that you answered that. I'm not sure. Because I need to know like what you're mixing in order to know how to combat the acidity in it. I can't sub, or I can't have people sub yet, because according to my brother, it's similar to YouTube, where to become partner, you have to have like so many views, and you have to go through like a process where you apply for it, and you have to have like so many views and whatnot to even be I can't think of the word, to be able to do it. I can't think of the right word. I always get brain frozen when I'm on camera. I feel like I'm on the spot. But no, you can't Twitch, but you can follow me. And yeah, that's pretty much where it is right now. I only have a couple followers because I just started like literally a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, tops. That's why I have this new setup. It's for gaming. I have a screen here, which is why so people can stop asking me, because I felt this is like what I'm talking about with the whole tone thing. I kind of sounded bitchier than I meant to be towards Phenom, and I hope he's not too put off by that, because I don't know him that well, and I don't think he knows me that well to know my personality. But I sounded overly offended or whatever, because he asked me if my camera was like on my ceiling because it's so high up. The reason I got so defensive about it is because I've been asked that question like 5-10 times, and it's just like getting old. But it's high because it's on top of a monitor, which is right here. So I have no control of how high it is. It's just how it is. It's attached to the thing. I don't know what to tell you. There's nowhere else to put it. So it's going to stay there. So that's why it's that high up. And I have, like I said, a bigger monitor here. It's pretty big. And then a smaller one over here. It's like for chat and stuff like that. I have to like try scrolling down without having to. Does Fresh have kids? No, he does not. He has a cat. And he doesn't want kids either. Neither do I. Okay, Yeti agrees with me. He doesn't like the crown. Damn, I must be really behind on chat. I'm sorry, guys. My dream mod. I don't really have one, because the thing with me is if I can't afford something, I don't like to look at it. So if like a new device comes out, sometimes I won't even watch it if it's something that I think I want, because it's just going to tempt me to spend money that I don't have. Because I could have, you know, I have money set aside that I could just go out and buy like a couple $100 device, but I like to have some amount of savings. I don't like I have a huge amount of savings. And as I've said before, my job is very inconsistent monetarily. So 1 week I'll make like literally $100, which is like nothing. And then the next week I might make double, but it's very inconsistent. So I have to plan for that. And then with winter coming up, it's usually even slower than it normally is. And yeah, so I have to plan for things. So as far as what my dream mod is, I don't know. I really don't. I just honestly at this point want a good temperature control device, preferably 100 watts, because I've been told it's kind of like the minimum of what you need to have a good good temperature control device, and preferably with dual batteries. I don't really like doing the single battery thing because I don't get a lot of battery life out of it, even though I don't really vape high wattages. Looking at a recipe here. The lime cold pressed is harsh at first. How long have you had it steeping, and what is your PG-VG ratio? Because if anything, I would say your mandarin orange is a little bit too high. Your lime should be okay. Maybe do 0.5% of mandarin and orange. Maybe that would be better for you. And it also just might need to steep. If you want, like I said, if you leave the cap off, since it's a little bit high in flavoring, even just for a couple of hours, it might get rid of the harshness because some of that flavor will evaporate and then it might not be as bad. But overall, the mixture doesn't look bad. The raspberry's fine. The cold pressed lime is fine. But lime cold pressed, even though I like the flavor, it is pretty harsh at first. And unfortunately, there's not much you can do about it. You can add a cream to it. That might help you a little bit. But yeah, I'm like really behind in freaking things. Fagan for president. Shatter, Jason might lower the mandarin. See, Yeti's on the same page as me. Phenom that posted it, 115. Yeah. 115 for an atomizer is ridiculous. What do you usually use to wick? I don't think I've mentioned it. I've mentioned that I don't care for the rayon. I even tried the rayon again for dripping. I don't like it. It has a weird flavor to it. And some have described it as a sour flavor. And I guess it's the best way I can describe it. It just tastes off to me. It makes my juice taste funny. But my dad likes it in tanks. And when I've used it in tanks before, it wasn't as bad. But it takes more breaking in than my cotton does. Typically what I use, what I've liked the most so far, is just straight up Muji Japanese cotton. And it's just unbleached Japanese cotton. You can get it pretty cheap. I got mine on Amazon for $7. Now, I think mine came from out of the country, so it did take a little longer, but it wasn't too bad. It was like a couple of weeks. But yeah, the Muji, M-U-J-I, Japanese cotton. It's unbleached Japanese cotton. It's a little squares. It's similar to the Shiseido, but I like this better. I didn't really care for the Shiseido. I don't know why I can't say that. For the hidden video, he's going to send email or links to it. I don't know. That was the last I heard about it. But I guess he's waiting. Damn it. How do you get where? The new website of Fagan's or something else? If you're talking about the new website for Fagan, I don't think he's made it yet. I think it was just something he was talking about. Yeah, the Saturday show with Fagan was hilarious. The ending was unreal. You have to stick and watch to the end. Beginning was kind of eh. I was kind of like winding down to go to bed because I just came home from work. But then the ending was just, it was insane. My favorite DIY recipe currently, because it changes from time to time, is the strawberry mixture I talked about that's similar to the Molique strawberry. And that is 2% strawberry by Flavor Arts, 1% Mad Fruit from Flavor Arts, 0.5% of ethyl maltol, and then 1% ethyl vanillin. Then I do 80 VG, 20 PG. That's currently. Before that was, I was really digging lemonade for a while, but for some reason it was tasting funny. And I'm not sure why. So Yeah. It used to be 4% lemonade by Flavor West, 4% Flavor Express Lemon, 2% Flavor Art Strawberry, 2% Strawberry Ripe, and then sweetener. I did 5 drops per 10 mil. Those recipes are on the ELIQUID recipe site. I just added, well, I had already added them, but I had them private because I keep them private until I know whether or not it's a good mixture, and then I share it or whatever. So if you go on the ELIQUID recipe website where Fresh and other people have theirs, it's on there. Vouch for was not what I was thinking of. If you're talking about the whole Twitch thing, I was thinking of Qualify. That's what I was thinking of. My crown didn't go to crap. I just never liked it. It didn't leak. It just the rebuildal was terrible. The draw was really, really tight. The heads that they give you were okay outside of the temperature control one. I didn't like those. But like I said, I think it's just I didn't have enough power in the device that I was using. See, the flavor wasn't bad in the crown for me. It was the airflow. And I think it was Fagin and Heavy Metal were making fun of me about yeah, I'm pretty sure it was them that were not making fun of me, but thought it was crazy that I thought the Goblin Mini had better airflow than the Crown. I don't know what to tell you. That's just the experience I had. It could have been something I was doing wrong. I don't know, but that's how it was. With the stock coils, the airflow wasn't bad, but with the RBA, I tried all different kind of wicking things, and it just would not work very well. What's a DNA 133? Never heard of that. As far as the juice line, I've said before, I don't, that takes startup money and stuff. I don't have that. And I don't want to be responsible for, if you haven't noticed, I don't deal well with people. And whenever you are making products for somebody and doing business direct from somebody, you're going to get complaints. It's just inevitable. And the way that I would deal with it would not be appropriate because I don't have a lot of patience for bullshit. And I'm not one of those that believes the customer's always right. I don't believe that. Okay, Butterscotch, if you can get me sub status on Twitch, that'd be wonderful. Or even if you guys could just follow me, that'd be great. I haven't heard about the Grim Militia Mod Andrew thing. I know it's a touchy subject, but I don't know what happened. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on the whole Andrew Militia thing. I don't know anything about it, and I know it's a sore topic. That's all I know. I have not tried the cotton bacon at all, version 1 or 2. Damn it. Okay. All right, I think I'm up to date because I can't talk about any of that stuff. So, do any of you have any final questions before I head over to Twitch? I know nothing about the topic that's over there currently. And if you don't know the Twitch, how to get there, I'll put the link below. It's on all I have like a pre-made layout or whatever of the details, like in the bottom box or whatever you want to call it, the description box. I have like it all pre-done with like all links to everywhere. So it's like within that information. Or I guess I can put it, I don't know if it's going to let me put it in chat. Uh-oh. My browser's not responding. For some reason that happens a lot with this computer. I don't really know why. It could just be me being impatient, clicking too much. Oh, that didn't work. Ignore that. I'm going to delete that. Damn it. I'm vaping on the strawberry recipe I talked about in a couple minutes ago. Gizzard, if you don't want to go on Twitch, that's fine. I'm just telling you where I'm going. Whether or not you come or not is just, it's up to you. Just like real life. All right, well, it looks like you have no more questions or comments for me. So I'll leave this up, but I'll end the stream. Like I said, I'm going to head over to Twitch. If you want to follow me over there, please do. Otherwise, I'll see you Wednesday night if